Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Asantehene Otumfuo II embarks on a historic visit to the Inspector General of Police amid teeming crowd at police headquarters. We'll bring you live updates from the meeting. Also coming up, public safety concerns heightens after police withdrawal from checkpoints along Tamale-Wale-Wale Bolgatanga highways in the wake of a deadly attack that left one officer dead and 2 others injured. And much later on the program, we'll hear from the Ghana Meteorological Agency on why this year's Hamilton has been milder than expected. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, in a move that has sparked considerable anxiety, the Ghana Police Service has reportedly withdrawn its personnel from checkpoints and barriers along the crucial Tamale-Wale-Wale and Bolgatanga highways. The decision follows a brutal attack on a police checkpoint at Karimenga on December 28, 2025, during which 1 police officer was killed and 2 others sustained serious injuries. While the Ghana Police Service has not officially communicated or announced a withdrawal, sources within the police hierarchy have confirmed that the directive came from Central Command, raising urgent questions about the immediate security implications for these vital transport corridors. The sudden absence of police presence has heightened concerns among transport operators, traders and residents who depend on these highways for business and daily movement. And we'll be bringing you some update very shortly on this. Let's stay on security, and this morning the Asantehene Otumfuo II is expected to visit the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohunu. Today's visit is seen as symbolic as it is the first visit of the Asantehene to a sitting IGP. Noble Kosbianan is at the headquarters and he will be joining us very shortly. But let's go over now to the headquarters and bring you an update as regards what's happening there. And we'll have to bring you more of that later.
IGP and the Otumfuo.
Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
If you're searching for a dial, I'm ready. That was sunshine in your heart in stereo. Look no further for no other than 92.7. Feel the heat in stereo.
And you're still here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. We do apologize for those hitches there. Now, the Media Foundation for West Africa has condemned the assault on a class media journalist by personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service at Kaswa New Market in the Central Region. Samuel Adu was covering the aftermath of a fire outbreak when personnel from the fire service allegedly attacked him. The fire service has attempted to offer an explanation, but the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Ibrahim, says that inconsistencies in the account and attempts to justify the assault are only making matters worse. The assault has also been widely condemned by other well-meaning Ghanaians, sparking calls for greater accountability and stronger protection for journalists in the country.
And this is certainly a very barbaric development or incident that can only be perpetrated by rogues. And after the matter came to the public domain, the statement issued by the Ghana National Fire Service and subsequent comments by their public relations officer, for me, erases any respect that I have for that institution, and actually gives me the impression that all along I was wrong in thinking that the Ghana National Fire Service is a professional institution. How do you have men on the ground do conduct themselves the way they did, and the institution comes out to first of all attempt to justify, go around the issue, attempt to deny, and some point say your men were killing civilians, try to also say that you have not even been able to identify the personnel involved in the incident. How do you take an institution like this seriously?
And you heard there the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Ibrahim. Now, it's quite clear the weather no longer follows a strict calendar. From what was to be the beginning of Harmattan in December and January, there has been an exception. Even in its unpredictability, one thing remains constant. When these conditions, like the Harmattan strikes, they come with health risks that leaves many vulnerable. Samuel Adams has more in this report.
For weeks now, many have been waiting for the familiar chill and dusty wind that signaled the arrival of the Harmattan. According to a public weather advisory from Ghana Meteorological Agency, the unusual delay is primarily driven by a significant fluctuation in the position of the intertropical boundary, which has remained further north than usual. That notwithstanding, areas like the northern and eastern parts of the country have seen brief appearances, while the south and other parts of the country are barely feeling its presence. GMET further says, looking ahead of 2026, a transition into a generally weak Harmattan season is anticipated, warning that the public should remain alert for occasional episodes of severe conditions. While the weather pattern remains uncertain, health experts say the risk associated with the Harmattan do not disappear with the delay. Dr. Frank Dodo is the head of Public Health Department at the Ghana Police Service. For him, the delay should not be a moment to relax. Instead, it should be a period of preparation for all.
At this point, the need for every one of us to make sure that we are using oil-based lubricants on our skin. And one of the best you can get is the shea butter. Drink as much water as you can, and nothing less than 3,000 ml in a day. We need to boost our immunity. And boosting our immunity would mean that we are eating very balanced diet, and then taking in meals that has a lot of vitamins and minerals.
He further cautioned that some everyday habits, often seen as harmless during the Harmattan season, should be checked as it poses additional health risk.
I know the weather may be cold, and so most of us may tend to want to use warm water. If it's lukewarm, that's fine. But if it's too hot or warm, then chances are you are likely to rub your skin off essential oils, natural oils, and those are also needed to keep the skin lubricated. Because the weather becomes dry and hot, we tend to love to use air conditions, and we tend to use the fan. Between the two, I would say that if you have the opportunity, rather use the air condition. The thing is that because it is dry, you need something that will humidify your environment.
As schools have reopened, workers going back to their routines, and communities facing increased workload, experts say readiness is key, because whether the Harmattan arrives early or late, its impact can be just as unforgiving, especially for those caught unprepared.
Now, the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands, beginning this year, 2026, would facilitate the establishment of 300 new customary land secretariats in the country to improve customary land administration in line with the Land Act 2020. Already, there are 110 customary land secretariats in operation. These secretariats have helped to settle land dispute and reduce the frequency of land conflict. They have also improved transparency and accountability in land administration and served as avenues for obtaining information about land for investment. Let's engage the acting administrator of Stool Lands, Gad Akwensivi. He joins us on the phone now. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, and welcome to 2026.
Thank you so much. Are you able to share specific examples of how the existing, for instance, 110 customary land secretariats have reduced the land dispute, which is why you want to have more?
Yes, I'm able to explain that. So what it is that you may be aware that most of the cases that end up in our courts are land-related. In fact, some studies have pegged it as much as 2/3 of the cases that go to court. So what is happening, and in the areas that we've established secretariats, is the fact that not only are the frequency of disputes coming down, but they are also helping to reduce the cases that would have otherwise been sent to court, applying alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. So last year alone, Asanteheni's Customary Land Secretariat resolved more than 370 potential land cases that would have ended up in our law courts. And this we have found happening across all the secretariats that are in operation. So we believe that establishing more of these secretariats will go a long way to free our law courts of most of these cases, to make our courts more efficient.
Are there timelines for the completion of these new offices?
Yeah, it's a process, it's a project. We are starting now, rolling it up. We envisage that come the end of 2027, it's over a 2-year period, we would have established 300 customary land secretariats across the country.
Now, beyond this, people will also want to find out how this will benefit land investors and the public in general.
Yes, if you review Part 2 of Chapter 1 of the Land Act, that is Act 1036 of 2020, if you look at from sections 14 onwards, it lists the functions of the Customary Land Secretariat. And one of them is the fact that they are supposed to maintain accurate and up-to-date records on land transactions within the area where they operate. So investors can go to these secretariats for information concerning land that they need. So is it for residential, commercial, agriculture, whatever it is, you walk to the Customary Land Secretariat to get trouble-free land for your investment purposes. So that is one direct solution that these secretariats will be providing. They will also be helping, as I said, to reduce conflict, so that instead of going to court and battling it out over 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you can get the secretariat apply alternative dispute resolution and get a very potential or very complex land dispute resolved in a matter of 3, 4, 5 sessions. So the secretariats provide a lot of potential for investors.
Thank you very much. We ended here, and you heard the acting administrator of Stu Lands, Gad Akwansivi, giving us an update regarding what his office is doing. Let's go now to the police headquarters. I did tell you about that historic visit of the Asantehene to the Inspector General of Police. Let's cross over now and hear exactly what's happening there. And if you're following us on Facebook, we are bringing you images from the police headquarters. The Asantehene Otumfuo Osetutu II has already arrived at the headquarters. He's being escorted by his supporters as well as police, I believe the linguist, and senior police officers as he marches through the crowd. Officers who have already paraded before him.
Mounted to pay the appropriate courtesy for his historic visit to the National Police Headquarters. The guard commander, his assistant superintendent of police, Kafui Ajiman. She's ably supported by Assistant Superintendent of Police Joyce Ofori, and our guard Sergeant Major is the person of PW Sergeant Juliana Akowa. And also to support the guard is the police band conducted by Deputy Superintendent of Police Felix Ofe Osei Mabua. The bandmaster is Chief Inspector Watson Bryan. And the drum major is Chief Inspector Daniel Ada. Royal Majesty has just finished with the inspection of the guard and now walking towards the dais.
If you're joining us on Facebook, the Asante Hini Otumfuo Setutu has just finished marching through the paraded police officers, and he's just taking his seat now just by the Inspector General of Police.
Inspection over. May I please have the permission to march off the guard? Yes, Your Royal Majesty.
The guard commander, Assistant Superintendent of Police Kafui Ajima, has sought permission from His Royal Majesty to march off the guard, and same has been granted.
And you're still here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. We'll be going back shortly to the police headquarters where the Asante Hene has paid that historic visit to the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yono. He's now seated as the paraded officers march off. But let's go now to our Northern Region correspondent, Christopher Mwako, also about that security-related issue about the officers withdrawing men from these strategic highways. Christopher joins us on the line now. Chris, if you're able to tell us what school authorities are telling you about challenges and how this really is going to impact all other activities. All right, so it's rather Castro Senyala. Castro, what more can you tell us?
Right, Beatrice, yes. So, rightly said, like you just read, a lot of and in fact, most of the checkpoints along the Bogatanga Tamale Walwale Highway have been, dismantled. And as we speak now, there aren't men manning those checkpoints. Right from somewhere in December last year was when it began, and we understand that it follows the gruesome murder of a police officer at one of the checkpoints at Karimenga, following an attempt or a successful foiling of an attack on a bus that was traveling on that highway. And the police, we understand that the Police Central Command, we understand, has given a directive which has resulted in all personnel along the highway being withdrawn. Like you rightly said, Beatrice, it is affecting a lot of things here, because in the first place, people don't feel safe anymore traveling on the highway. Hitherto the removal of the personnel, people could travel both day and night without any fear of getting attacked or anything of that sort. But now, it's only during the day that people travel. I've spoken to a lot of people who have told me that they no longer feel safe to move in the night, especially on that stretch of highway. We've made our efforts to speak to the police authority in the Upper East region, but they have said that they wouldn't want to comment on the issue, and at the right time they'll speak to us. But this morning, I was on the highway and I spoke to a couple of travelers who expressed their concerns. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
I'm sorry we don't have that now, but if you can tell us perhaps refresh our memory on that incident at the police checkpoint and how that incident influenced this very decision that people are worried about now.
I can hardly hear you, Beatrice.
I'm saying that we don't have the sound you introduced, but I'm saying that this decision, we believe, was influenced by that attack on 28th of December. If you can tell us to what extent this really influenced what we're seeing now.
Right, yes. So this decision or directive from the Police Central Command in Accra is influenced by the attack, like I explained earlier. And, the police wouldn't want to talk further beyond that.
But we understand that the police have been meeting since that incident, both at the national and regional level, and making plans. We also understood that the IGP was in fact supposed to visit the Upper East region, where he was expected to meet personnel in the region and the Upper East and Northeast regions to boost their morale following the gruesome attack on the police checkpoint. But that has not been confirmed as to whether he would come or not. But in all, everything has been affected as far as traveling on that highway is concerned, and residents are calling on government and the police and security authorities to do something about it.
Thank you very much, Kashto Sanyala. He's our Upper East Regional Correspondent. Let's speak to the Executive Director of the West African Center for Counter-Extremism, Muntari Mumuni Mukhtar. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your listeners.
From a security perspective, how do you assess the police's decision to withdraw officers from checkpoints along the Tamale Wale and Bolgatanga highways? These are very critical highways for people who use that route.
Yes, it's unfortunate that the police administration has decided to withdraw officers who had been stationed on that route. But of course, it's in response to the increasing challenge or threats of, threats on the lives of police officers along that route. It definitely intended to ensure that they put in adequate measures to ensure the security or guarantee the safety of officers who are in charge of those checkpoints. This particular, route that is being talked about is a very, very crucial route. It is a single main route or highway between, the northern region, that links the northeast as well as the upper east region and further into Burkina Faso. And so it's a very, very important route that must be guaranteed in terms of safety to ensure that drivers and traders who fly that route do so in a very safe manner. But this is not a new security threat in the area. The spot that is being mentioned in terms of where the officer unfortunately was murdered is the Karimenga, spot. It's a very popular or infamous spot for all kinds of criminal activities, with criminals operating within the hood and taking advantage of the very messy space or surroundings.
Mr. Mukhtar, I'm so sorry I have to cut in. The Inspector General of Police is currently speaking at that event. The Santehene paying him a visit. We want to take a listen to what he's saying.
Inspector General of Police, Deputy Interior Minister, Honorable Ebenezer Okete Tel Abi, the Chief Director at the Ministry of Interior, Mrs. Doreen Annan, Director of Operations at the Presidency, COP Mr. Kofi Boachi retired, the Technical Advisor to the Minister of Interior, Mrs. Mamiya Adodankwa, members of the Police Management Board, Nananom, Nime, Name, senior officers and men, the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with profound honor, humility, and great national pride that we welcome His Majesty, the Asantehene and his entourage to the Ghana Police Headquarters today. Words alone cannot fully express the joy and privilege we feel in witnessing and hosting the great Asante Kingdom on this historic visit. This gesture is not only symbolic, it is unprecedented, a moment that will be engraved permanently in the institutional memory of the Ghana Police Service and indeed in the annals of our nation's security architecture. Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, today's gathering invites us to revisit history. Long before the advent of modern European-style policing, African societies, particularly the Asante Kingdom, had well-established systems of law, order, and justice. The Ahifie policing system, administered through the Ashanti courts, was one of the earliest forms of organized policing in this land. These traditional mechanisms ensure social order, dispute resolution, and community safety through customs deeply understood and respected by the people. With the introduction of colonial policing, these indigenous systems were not erased, but rather blended into emerging state structures. The fusion of traditional authority with modern policing concepts helped shape the policing we know in Ghana today. Your Majesty, Nime, Name, ladies and gentlemen, as the revered occupant of the Golden Stool, you have not only preserved these values, but also modernized and strengthened them. Your consistent support for the Ghana Police Service, especially in the Ashanti region, has been both fatherly and exemplary. I recall that you have hosted several Inspectors General of Police and police leadership over the years, offering counsel, guidance, and encouragement, with doors always open to us. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Chief Constable of this country, I must commend Your Majesty and highlight your role in peace building and conflict resolution, which has had a profound impact on national security. Mentioning your exceptional mediation skills, which have restored peace in numerous conflicts across our nation, compels me to describe you as the King Solomon of our time. Your wisdom, patience, and moral authority have brought calm where tension once prevailed, and unity where division once threatened our peace. Specifically, you chair the Committee of Eminent Chiefs that successfully resolved the long-standing Dagbon chieftaincy crisis, restoring peace and stability to the area. Your mediation efforts in Yendi, and more recently in the protracted Boku conflict, to mention a few, have yielded practical recommendations that continue to guide security operations. Today, the relative calm in Boku has significantly enhanced policing efforts and community confidence. It is worth noting that chiefs, as custodians of land, culture, and customs, remain indispensable partners in maintaining law and order. In this regard, Your Majesty, you have personally intervened in numerous land and chieftaincy disputes in the Ashanti region, restoring sanity, reducing violence, and making policing more effective. These actions reaffirm the constitutional recognition of chieftaincy under the 1992 Constitution, which recognizes traditional authority as an integral part of Ghana's governance system. In the context of illegal mining, your directive urging chiefs to take firm action against it in their jurisdictions demonstrate the continued relevance of traditional leadership in addressing modern security challenges, and this is emulating. Your Royal Majesty, beyond peace and security, your contribution to national development is monumental. Through your humanitarian support to the helpless through the Otufo Education Fund, thousands of vulnerable but brilliant students across Ghana have received opportunities to pursue education. As Chancellor of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Your Majesty continues to bridge tradition and academia, ensuring that cultural heritage coexists with innovation and research. In the area of culture, diaspora relations, and global influences, you are a global symbol of African culture. Through cultural preservation, initiatives such as the Menchia Palace Museum and your engagement with the African diaspora, You have projected Ashanti and the Ghanaian culture far beyond our borders. These efforts have strengthened diaspora relations, enhanced Ghana's international profile, promoted tourism, and positioned our tradition as subjects of global academic and cultural study. Your Majesty, your presence at the police headquarters today marks a turning point. This historic honor is one that the Ghana Police Service and our fellow citizens hold in the highest esteem and do not take it lightly. The Ghana Police Service recognizes that over time we have relied excessively on imported European policing systems. This visit challenges us to return to history, re-embrace indigenous knowledge systems, and strengthen community and tradition-based policing. Let me say that your visit today will deepen cooperation between the Ghana Police Service and the traditional authorities across the country, not only within the Ashanti Kingdom, but nationwide. Your address today will serve as a blueprint and working document for strengthening relations between law enforcement and traditional governance. Moving forward, the police service will study and integrate traditional culture, customs, and local governance systems into our training, orientation, and reorientation programs. This will help the average police officer better understand the socio-cultural dynamics of the communities we serve and police more effectively with empathy, respect, and legitimacy. Your Majesty, your visit is a great honor to every man and woman in the Ghana Police Service. It will leave a lasting legacy, not only in brick and mortar, but in mindset, policy, and practice. We reaffirm our commitment to upholding state laws while respecting customary laws, and to build a security system that reflects the history, culture, and aspirations of Ghanaian people. May this historic visit mark the beginning of a deeper, enduring partnership between the Ghana Police Service and the Transitional Authority for Peace, Development, and National Unity. Once again, we thank you, Your Majesty, for this royal visit and the honor done us. God bless the Ashanti Kingdom. God bless our traditional authorities. God bless the Ghana Police Service. And God bless our beloved country, Ghana. Thank you very much.
And you had the Inspector General of Police questioned Yono in that speech, finally thanking the Asante Hinyo Tunfo Setutu II for that visit. Well, that's it for the midday news here on 3FM 92.7. Log on to 3news.com for more news. Of course, you can monitor our social media as well as our sister station TV3 with some more as regards this live event happening at the police headquarters.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. They calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. They calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive.